Resort World, which is the hotel that was built at the end of the strip. You can take a Tesla car. You walk underground. There's literally a lady waiting for you and goes, where are you going? I go, I'm going to North Hall. Great. Walk right in, hop in a Tesla. It's an underground tunnel that takes you directly to the hall.
Automated car?
No, right now they have people driving in it because I think of like federal regulation.
And how much is it?
Leaving the convention center is free. It's like $1 from when you leave from Resort World. But for conventions, it's free. You just show them your badge.
Whoa.
That's why I'm staying at the Resort World only. Because I get to go underground and go straight to the convention center for free, clean Teslas. Easiest thing. Takes like 2 fucking minutes.
Yeah, I mean, do you know how many times we've walked because we couldn't find a car for a taxi from the convention center?
Yeah.
You have to walk like 50 minutes.
Even getting an Uber there is so painful, so expensive, so hard. And all you do is just hop in this stupid car and you're
just shouldn't everyone just take the Tesla loop and go to valet and get a taxi at Resort World?
Yes. Smart people.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, group chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Group Chat, #1 podcast in the world. We have a hot episode, and there's nothing hotter than inflation.
Piping hot.
Piping hot. Looks like interest rates are going to go up, continue to go up.
They may never stop going up.
Layoffs are piling on. There's one company in particular, is my new Peloton. I might have to become an activist investor. If someone will give me $1 billion, I can become an activist investor.
Get a board seat. Make some changes.
And make some big changes. These changes I'm asking for of this company.
You should hit up Nelson Peltz. He's the famous activist investor.
Oh, Nelly.
I'm
going to hit up Nelly.
He did that to Disney.
Oh, yeah.
And he retracted.
Should I write one of those letters?
You should.
I'm going to own 1 share of this company.
As a shareholder.
I am disgusted by the way you've handled yourself.
You might go viral.
Yeah.
You should do a TikTok video.
I'm going to have ChatGPT write me a little activist letter.
And then you should read it on TikTok and put it on our page.
Yeah. All right.
Did you know every employee is on TikTok?
Oh, you just ruined the hype of what I was going to...
sorry. Edit that out. All right.
Okay.
Or bleep it.
Bleep it.
Okay.
All right. And as always, Chatty Cathy club members, make sure you hit up the Discord. It is very active. I had to spend 30 minutes just catching up from the day's post. Check it out. There's a lot of people meeting each other, a lot of interesting things happening. If you have not joined the Chatty Cathy club yet, then head over to chattycathyclub.com. Join. Then the Discord link is there. Excited to continue to engage with everyone. And of course, you know what? I haven't plugged this in a while. And I realize people don't even know that we still do it. Every Saturday, we have our run club on Santa Monica Boulevard and Doheny. We've been doing it for 5.5 years now. 9 a.m. Saturday. It's at the water fountain. So if you're in LA or you're so happy to be in LA this weekend or you're planning to be here every Saturday, Santa Monica Boulevard and Doheny at the water fountain. We run 3 miles. It's easy. I'm pushing a stroller. It's not that hard. We'll see you out there. Let's get into it. All right, everyone. We are back with another episode of Group Chat. Before we jump into some news, want to give a big shout out to our other alma mater, USC.
Yeah.
You know, I never like to claim USC unless we're winning at football. That's the only time I claim it. And we did have a really good season. So the good news is it sounds like we're about to buy our way to another good season.
Yeah, so our friends John Turgeon and Alex Holmes, along with like a handful of other people, have formed the Tommy Group, which is USC's NIL, basically foundation, for lack of better words. And, you know, for those of you who don't know, it is legal to pay players in college sports, across all college sports, across high school sports, junior high sports, elementary kids. Anyone can get paid. Anyone for any brand.
Yeah.
And they hosted an event. Keyshawn Johnson was the host of the event at Delilah last night. And before we talk about the event, I have to say the impact that a winning football team has on your alma mater's community is like undeniable. I haven't been to a USC event, non-football game, probably since college because we haven't been good and there haven't been any reason to go.
Yeah.
And now everyone wanted it. I mean, it was slammed. And it was
Well, I mean, to a point I made to my parents 25 years ago, literally 25 years ago, when I was deciding where to go to college, between the options I had, I wanted to go to USC, and my full rationale was football.
Mhm.
Not that I was going to play football. It was that I believed the only connection I will have with my college 20 years from today will be the football program and football games. And I want to go to a school that's going to have a winning football team. That was it.
Yep.
Nothing to do with education, nothing to do with anything else. It was purely about football. And last night was the best example of it. It was just like, yeah, of course, you win at football, everyone comes out.
Yeah, it was like really important people in the room.
Yeah.
Very successful
Yeah.
people across all industries.
Yeah.
And across young people, older people, all demographics.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you have the excitement that Lincoln Riley and Caleb Williams brought to the university, it brings people out.
Yeah, they had Caleb Williams was there. They were interviewing him. If you don't know who he is, he's the quarterback at USC. He won the Heisman Trophy. Basically the biggest star in college sports right now. And he was there, you know, very well spoken. Lincoln Riley, I think the highest paid coach, one of the highest paid coaches.
Definitely one of.
I think he's like $10 million a year.
Yep.
Spoke, and it was just
Matt Leinart came out.
So
like,
came out.
this is what happens when you win.
Everyone comes out.
Yeah.
Because there's energy.
Yeah, no one was coming out 5 years ago.
Yeah, and
for
it wouldn't
anything.
have been at Delilah. It would have been at the 9-0. It was a shithole
Or
bar.
like Sharkies.
Sharkies in Manhattan Beach. No, it's Delilah, West Hollywood, and it's star-studded. Everyone's out.
Yeah.
They also brought out Chris Carter, who is, I think, head of player development at USC, who's actually an old friend of mine when he was a professional athlete on the Steelers. And so, you know, just hearing him talk about the program and what it takes to win in these days and what's going on in other colleges with this NIL thing, it's quite fascinating. And then I think the most impressive thing, they brought a bunch of current players.
Mm-hmm.
And they had clearly told these guys, hey, there's going to be interesting people in this room. Go introduce yourself.
Yeah.
These kids, one after another. Hey, what's your name? Where are you from? Where are you from? Boom. What are you interested in? Oh, I'm interested in this. So fun to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Very well spoken. Very polite. It is not what the athlete was when I went to USC. Not at all.
Yeah, absolutely. The young star athletes have matured in a way in the last 20 years that is like crazy impressive because, I mean, you just look at the numbers. Even though we're going to have a top 5 team in the country next year, there's 85 scholarships on the football team. How many will have NFL careers of more than 3 years?
Yeah.
Single digits.
Yeah.
This is one of the best programs in the country now.
Yeah.
So you have all these other players that I think have come to terms. There's been an education, like take advantage of the platform USC football has and go meet interesting people.
Well, all of these kids, I was like, so what do you want to do after football? They all had their, I want to be in fashion. I want to be in real estate. I want to be in finance. They all had a plan.
Mm-hmm.
No one was like, I'm going to be in the league for 20 years. Not one person said that. And some of them were like all Americans.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. I think it's such a great maturity of like programs, specifically USC, telling the kids like, you have 4 years to meet everyone in this city.
And everyone will meet you because you are a USC football player.
And the team's good.
Yeah.
The team has to be good.
Yeah.
If the team's good and you're here, you can meet anyone you want in LA.
Yeah. Pretty powerful. It's a great opportunity. I mean, if you're a student athlete in general, and look, I think if you're a student athlete in general, there's just like this gravitation to be around you, regardless of the sport. Like obviously football, there's a special thing, college basketball, but the women's volleyball team was there. They're still like, they're stars, and you just have to like take advantage of that while you're there.
Yeah, perfect example. There was like a handful of the girls from the USC women's volleyball team there, and Alex Holmes figured out that Michael Mente is the CEO of Revolve. They had conversations with Revolve about something. They're like, oh, the CEO's here. Where else does that happen?
Never. And
they got to talk to him for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, and I think that's the power of, one, going to a school like USC, but also just the power of being, if you put out the effort to like it's so easy for USC to connect the dots for their student athletes. It's so easy. Think about it. Hey, you run XYZ company, you have a daughter who plays tennis. Hey, the USC tennis team wants to host you and your daughter. The guy could be running JP Morgan.
Yeah.
Who the fuck knows?
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter. It's so easy. And I'm glad the NIL pretty much put a gun to these schools' heads. We got to do more for our kids because they were not doing that in the past. And don't bullshit me about education. Even though Lincoln Riley did say they got the highest GPA in school history for the football team.
Yeah, he said the last 3 semesters that he's been a part of the team.
Yeah, which fantastic. But I don't like the argument about like we're here to educate these kids. No, you're here to win football games. That's fine. It's clear. They're getting paid. Great. But also now give them the real opportunity. Why do people go to USC? To meet people. Mm-hmm. That's why you go there. It's the sole reason why you go to a school like that. So awesome. Great event. Check if you are a USC alumnus or you're local and want to get involved. The Tommy Group is the name of the company. We'll get all the details. Mm-hmm. But great work, guys.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right. Someone who did not do great work today is my guy, James Bullard, who's the president of the Fed in St. Louis. He came out a few hours ago and just said he's very comfortable with half basis point interest rate raise the next month. Before we were talking about quarter, he just leveled it up. He thinks it's half. He's like, anything's on the table still. What happens instantly? Market crashed. Instantly. Yeah. All the gains are gone.
I guess what's the point of just tanking the market? If that's what you believe, say it in a month.
Why not tank the market? It's fun for them.
It's a game?
Yeah. It's all a game.
Yeah. I mean, look, everyone was praising the Fed 3 weeks ago. Like, wow, they're so smart. I mean, they have one tool. Raise or don't raise.
Well, they told you. They're raising. So really, really fascinating because this morning, there's another index, which is called the Producer Price Index, rose 0.7%. They thought that was going to be 0.4%. And that's like basically wholesale prices within, the business to business market. So that was a shocker in terms of like pricing is continuing to increase across the board.
So what that means is the cost of goods has increased from the seller of the goods.
Yes.
So they've raised their prices.
Correct. And that's just continues to be a big problem in the fight against inflation. Then you have jobless claims lower than expected.
Yeah.
So like employment is just absolutely on fire.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anyone knows where the economy really is because we have high inflation. We have a strong consumer. We have record consumer debt. We have a rebounding housing economy.
Yeah.
But costs are still rising.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're in a really weird place.
Yeah, it's going to continue. It's pretty unpredictable. I don't know.
Because we're not in a recession by any measure.
No. Everything's booming.
Yeah. And the Fed has been very clear that they're not stopping until inflation comes down. And sure, inflation's come down from like 8% to 6.4%. But to get down to 2% is a long way.
Yeah, very long way. And it's just the only lever is interest rates. So,
yeah, they've one lever.
Well, good luck with that lever. I mean, what is hurting that lever is now consumer debt. Consumer debt hits a record $16.9 trillion. That's consumer debt. Doesn't the deficit of the United States like 31 trillion?
31 trillion, yeah.
So we have 47 trillion just sitting out there. 1.3 trillion raise in consumer debt in the last year.
So doesn't that reflect that since the job market's so strong that people are like, whatever, I'm still earning.
Yeah.
Just keep
I'm
going
not
in
getting
debt.
fired.
Right. Or I can always get a job. There's
Yeah.
job postings everywhere. So everyone just keeps increasing their credit card debt spend because prices are more.
So mortgage loans considered in serious delinquency of 90 days or more rose to a rate of 0.57%. It's nothing.
Yeah, which is really low.
Yeah, so it's still low, but nearly double where it was the year prior. Auto loan debt delinquencies rose 0.6 percentage point to 2.2%, while credit card jumped 0.8% to 4%. I don't think there's going to be any mortgage issues. I think I could see auto and credit card debt.
But it'll still be like on the margins.
Yeah. I mean, if people have jobs, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
As long as you can make money.
Yeah, I don't see how the job market really collapses. What would have to happen? 20% interest rates?
Yeah. I think you have 20% interest rates. You got to start firing people.
They can't finance anything. Like Caterpillar can't finance their equipment.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not doing that, so
Yeah,
we're not about that life.
No, I think the Fed and all policymakers are in a really tricky spot because they've one lever and the only thing they're hoping to do is soften the economy, which no consumer clearly wants.
Yeah. What's interesting is like if you as an investor, with these interest rates rising, like risk-free, you can earn almost 5% now.
Yeah. In a money market liquid fund, you can get over 4 right now.
Yeah. That's money market. You put in a CD or something.
Yeah, if you lock it up 10 years.
Or even 1 year.
Yeah, 1 year.
You could get nearly 5% right now, which is kind of crazy. Like from a risk reward standpoint, if you're older American, like why the fuck would you have your money in the stock market?
Yeah, I think that's why risk assets actually going to benefit this year.
Yeah.
Because if you put it into, a large cap company that's going to maybe gain 8-9%, but you don't know what if something happens and you're guaranteed 5. If you're a hedge fund, you have to buy risk assets.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're useless to your LPs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably part of the reason why Bitcoin and Ethereum have been going up.
It's like, all right, gotta throw our dice somewhere.
We have to get returns.
Yeah.
If you're a fund manager, you don't get paid to hold cash.
No.
You have to invest it.
Yeah.
And there's very few short only funds. So generally you're long. So it has to go somewhere long.
Yeah.
Last year was a sell-off period. That's why like the stock market's been resilient. Even on, sure it went down today, but you'll see people buy the dip.
Yeah.
They have no choice.
Yeah. They're dipshits. Moving on. I'll tell you a stock that I wish I shorted. I knew I should have shorted it. Shopify. Shopify reported earnings and they actually beat on revenue, which was nice. I think they beat on earnings. They're basically break even at this point. They're not really losing money. They're not really profitable, but they did come out and say that growth for Q1 is going to be soft.
Yep.
Which we knew that was going to happen. We know that that small mid-sized business on Shopify is getting hit hard. And the thing that's been countering their kind of growth is that they've been able to onboard huge retailers like Supreme. So any slowness with existing customer bases has been offset by onboarding these big new retailers. So the stock got slaughtered. It went down 15%. It's a big drop for this company because stock has really recovered. But I don't know. I think this year is going to be tough for them. Like, I don't think.
Here's what I don't get. Adjusted EPS is positive.
Yeah.
But they lost $600 million in the quarter.
How do you you just say adjust?
You just take out $600 million of expenses.
Yeah. I'm a believer that most of these companies have such a long way to go still on the technology side because they're just not profitable. They're
Yeah.
not even close to profitable.
Adjusted is really good.
What did they adjust out of there? 660 million?
Yeah, that's the only way.
Yeah.
How else you get positive?
Yeah.
Stock-based compensation, that is an expense.
Yeah. Too
Ask
bad.
anyone in
Yeah.
finance. Stock-based compensation is an expense.
Yeah.
You can't just take out stuff you don't want.
Well, sometimes I don't like some of those things.
It's like when WeWork tried to take rent expense off their only expense is rent.
Well, they had a lot of free shit in their office. Yeah, I mean, look, I think companies like
When's the rubber hit the road with all these companies? The Shopify's, Uber, DoorDash, everything. Meaning
even DoorDash, the stock is up and after hours because they beat on revenue. It lost more money.
Yeah, so
way more money.
So they're just assuming that the capital markets will always be open for them.
Yeah.
That people will always buy their secondary stock or if they do an offering.
I mean,
raise
George
capital.
Soros is buying Peloton stock.
Is he really?
He publicly went out with a huge position on Tesla and Peloton.
You see Buffett increases Apple stock?
Yeah, he knows they make money.
And Paramount. I wasn't interested about Paramount. Maybe he thinks they're just going to shelve streaming.
I think he loves Yellowstone.
Maybe. Is that
He's like, that's what it is. It's all about Yellowstone. He's like, that show's worth $2 billion.
Maybe. But yeah, I mean, the best investor in the history of the world is just buying more Apple.
Yeah, I mean, I think like, even when I look at Google, the stock's been clobbered because of their bullshit ass AI demo. You don't think they're going to figure it out? Google to me is setting up to be the new Meta. Everyone thinking Google's done.
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous. And like, sorry, if people know like recent history, Google has been working on AI since pre-2014 and they bought DeepMind in 2014. I'm sure Microsoft was working on AI too.
Yeah.
But their real big splash is this investment in OpenAI.
Yeah.
Which is what, in the last 2 years? So Google's not just sitting with their hands under themselves like, oh, we're just going to give up.
The CEO is not on YouTube Googling what is AI.
Yeah. I mean, Google seems like an obvious company that will figure it out.
Guaranteed steal right now, my opinion.
Yeah.
Like not financial advice, but that feels like people are sleeping on it just because of this AI thing.
Yeah. To keep Google as well as Microsoft and Meta have the smartest people in the world working there.
They'll figure it out. Moving on. I love what's happening at Meta and Instagram. They are getting back to focus. Instagram, they gave up on live shopping.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. They clearly don't have...
They don't have the team.
They don't have the team. I think they'll have to buy something in the space. Like if they're allowed to, like they probably need to buy. They could not execute e-commerce. Instagram didn't do it. They blew it. Doesn't mean they shouldn't do it. I just don't know if they have the team, they have the product, whatever it is. So they're giving up on it for now.
Instagram was too late to commerce.
Yeah. I mean, they invented e-commerce with fucking marketing.
Yeah.
If you couldn't market to these people, e-commerce wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, they're getting rid of all the nonsense that, increased OpEx, but yielded no value. Yeah,
and I think the other interesting thing is that Mark Zuckerberg came out today to announce a new feature, and it's basically a way to broadcast. So I think they understand where they need to go. So they're rolling out Instagram channels, a new broadcast chat feature. So Mark Zuckerberg starting a channel to share news and updates on all the products and tech we're building at Meta. It will be the place I share Meta product news first. Apparently, this is a feature that is popular on Telegram that people use, and that's really what it is. It's like basically a big group chat type situation, but it's the first time like in a while that Zuck's been talking about something other than Metaverse. Mm-hmm. This is just like a feature of Instagram. So I think it's not just talk track that like the company is, actually focusing on their core business. Cause like Instagram's still the most valuable social network on earth.
Yeah.
It's still not, TikTok doesn't generate the revenue Instagram does still. So if you just focus and you double down, go for it.
Yeah, no, just like you said, Google, Zuck's going to figure this out too.
I wonder, but I feel like he can't figure out Facebook. Like, when was the last, I think I mentioned it last episode or the episode before. I've gotten one, or maybe I told a group at dinner that I've gotten one friend request in the last 2 years.
Because everyone's already on.
Yeah. But I'm not connected to everyone I know.
No, but people under 30 don't use it.
Yeah, I'll get, I'm not 10 LinkedIn requests a day. I've gotten one Facebook friend request in 2 years. One. I don't even know the guy.
I'm shocked it's still such a cash cow, their core product, or, you know, what they originally are.
Yeah.
I mean, it still prints cash, and we don't know anyone that uses it.
I'm on it.
Are you?
On Facebook?
Really?
Yeah, I go check Facebook every day.
For what?
I don't know. It's just a bunch of people that, like, my high school friends. I don't follow any of them on Instagram.
And they're posting.
They're posting. Yeah. Big posting.
Like kid's birthday.
Yeah. Big milestones. I'm liking. So a lot of people their Instagrams are linked. So they're posting on Instagram. And maybe I don't follow all these people on Instagram.
You're a big Facebook guy. You're the age demo.
I am the demo. Like, comment, heart, boom. I'm Facebook.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting one. Hasbro is giving a very gloomy forecast for 2023. Toy demand has fallen off a cliff, and they're blaming inflation. Really interesting.
I don't think inflation will lower a kid's want for toys. Is Ryan's toys still a big deal?
Yeah, he's still selling toys.
You just don't feel like you hear about him anymore.
Well, I mean, we're not the demo. We should not be hearing about Ryan.
Remember how many news pieces there were on Ryan's toys?
Yeah.
There's a news piece on Logan Paul and Jake Paul every day.
Well, I think they want it. I don't know if, like...
Ryan
cares.
Or is he just aging out?
Yeah. So it's interesting because, like, I'm wondering, like, their largest toys are like Nerf blasters, My Little Pony. They both are expected to decline mid-single digits. So I wonder if this is more an issue of IP. Like, maybe, do you not have the right IP for what the kids care about now?
They lost the lucrative license to make Disney princess toys to Mattel last year. Seems pretty big.
That's a big one. No Frozen's hard.
And they're exiting the Sesame Street and Trolls licenses, but they're banking on blockbuster releases to support revenue.
It's an IP game then.
Yeah, and I don't think... I'm not like in the Marvel world, but I was reading something that people aren't super jazzed about this year's Marvel movies.
Got it. I also think there's this new generation of from a toy standpoint, like just having young children. Like, we have more blippy stuff in our house. We have zero Marvel. Zero. Obviously, our kids are younger, but like, there's just, these kids are going to be interested in different things. And so you kind of have to also give them, like, we have, like, Miles has a huge blippy doll. He's got blippy underwear, blippy blankets. He's blippied out.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have any, like...
Yeah, it could be just that simple. Blippy and all these content creators just got so big that they're stealing market share from the IP that Mattel and Hasbro have.
Yeah, because they're just...
I really don't... And inflation's like, you know... That's the cop-out, how people say seasonal.
Yeah, because I'm guessing Blippy had a great year.
I would think so.
And I think whatever your children are into is taking market share from whatever these incumbents are. Like the Barbies.
I bet screen time is eaten into toys.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Roblox.
Yeah, parents are like, at least I can have them sit and I don't need to worry about falling when I'm like cooking or something.
Yeah.
Just watch watch a show.
Yeah, I would even say, you know, if I'm at Disney, like, for example, like, we listen to music basically every morning, and the music they want to listen to is Blippy music.
Even Dom?
Yeah. They're not interested in, like, you know, as much as they are in the, like, Moana or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're happy listening to a Blippy song of the same fucking song.
Over and over again.
Yeah.
Do they know the words?
Oh, yeah. Every song.
Wow.
It's really interesting. All right, moving on. The no shit moment of tech layoffs has arrived, and it still seems light to me. DocuSign has laid off 10% of their workforce, another 700 employees. I'm baffled they have any employees.
Yeah, they need to get Elon.
Yeah. This company could be gutted 50, 60% and be the most profitable tech company on earth.
Similar to what we said about Zoom, what has changed in DocuSign?
Nothing.
Nothing, right?
Nothing. So they laid off 9% of their workforce in September. They laid off another 10%. They had 7,400 employees January of 2022. I'm sorry, you didn't. This is a 1,000-person company at most.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what 1,000 people are doing.
Yeah, I mean, Twilio laid off 17% of its workforce.
DocuSign is a $13 billion market cap company. $13 billion.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, that is insane. Coinbase is 17. And that's a revolutionary company.
Yeah.
DocuSign.
And Coinbase has a monopoly in the US now.
And by the way, DocuSign does not make money.
Yeah. DocuSign's a joke.
Joke.
Maybe they're your new Peloton.
Maybe I should go after them.
Just start bashing them every pod.
Let's see what happens. If I can create some momentum.
You could be the Jim Chanos.
The thing is if they get rid of all their employees, they're going to shit cash.
But they're not going to.
They're going to keep 7,000 people.
What are they doing? I think a lot in sales.
I mean, but what do you need? Just enterprise DocuSign? Hey, Coca-Cola, you need 7,000 DocuSign accounts?
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know.
Moving on, another bad report. WeWork is forecasting lower than expected revenue, mainly because of all the mass layoffs in the technology sector. People are shrinking their space. The analysts were expecting 918 million of revenue for this quarter. Now they think it's going to be 830 to 855. All this tells me if you're in a WeWork, renegotiate your rate. You can get a better deal.
For sure. And it's a business that with work from home, because WeWork typically is like newer companies, smaller workforces. You don't want to get into a long-term lease. It's a really not a smart expense if you're an early company.
Yeah, I think it is very expensive for what it is. It is also very convenient though, if you need a place to work. Because we have one in New York, a small space. And man, it's just like, it's so easy. Like if you think about specifically New York City, take New York City as a great example. Getting office space in New York is so fucking painful.
Yeah, it's dreadful.
It's and the process and the financial requirements and the time you have to commit to it. And then most of these buildings are old. It's just not a good experience. Whereas WeWork in New York, it actually is kind of nice and it's easy.
But shouldn't office in New York, separate from WeWork, be offering crazy deals now? I mean, they're not filled. The leases are going to roll over.
You know
Maybe
why
it's
they
just
won't? I think the rationale is all of these buildings have debt. And if the rent looks like it's going down, then I think the lender probably has some reason to.
Yeah, but if the lease rolls over and you can't fill it.
I think these guys would rather have it empty. Most of these landlords have made so much money on these buildings.
For sure.
They'd rather just leave it empty than go down.
Yeah, but I think there's going to be a big moment specifically in every metropolitan office, San Francisco, LA, New York. I mean, Century City is still a ghost town. I just drove past it today. No one's there.
Well,
it's the most expensive real estate for office in LA.
Yeah, Century City.
No one is there. How can you justify a corporation?
Lawyers justify it.
I think everyone's just waiting for their leases to end. They probably have long-term leases. They could have signed a 10-year lease in 2018. So you have to most lawyers, financial services people in LA, I know for a fact they're most 1 to 2 days in the office. How can you justify spending, how much is it a foot in Century City?
$5, $6.
Probably more, right?
Yeah.
If it's $350 around here.
Yeah. Well, this area is now plummeting too.
Yeah. I mean, even in the building we're in, 17 floors, used to be slammed. It's probably, what, 40% filled now?
No way.
30?
Yeah. I have 40%.
17 floors.
The lady downstairs, snack lady, she'll tell you everything. She says the place is a ghost town.
She's still grinding, though.
Grinding. Oh, hardworking. All right. Well, as commercial real estate continues to struggle, a company that does not is Coca-Cola. They are raising prices and nothing is stopping them. Zero. Unbelievable. They're expecting to grow another 3 to 5% this year. Earnings to grow 4 to 5%. These like heritage legacy companies are just so well run. Their brands are too powerful. Like, as much as everyone thinks, like, it's consensus that sugary drinks are bad.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't think anyone would argue the counter.
No, I think if you went to Coca-Cola, they'd be like, yeah, this shit's bad for you.
Mm-hmm.
They're still growing. They're raising their prices. It's unbelievable demand still. 12% growth in pricing.
That's a lot. I mean, our house at Super Bowl is filled with Coca-Cola.
Yeah. People just love Coke.
Yeah, they really do.
I find it really interesting in the alternative beverage space. Like, what will be the moment that breaks through? Because like the real only beverage that has really broken through. I know there's been a lot of successful beverage exits. It's the energy drinks. Yeah. Right? Energy drinks broke through. Like, and those are worse than Coke.
You know what, the rise of Ozempic?
Yeah.
It's going to be the most popular drug in the history of pharmaceutical companies.
Ever.
Yeah. And
you might as well have a Coke.
You should be long Coke, short fitness studios.
Yeah.
If you're a landlord and you're in a fitness studio is asking for a 10-year lease, like Ozempic's going to be like grabbing Tylenol in 3 weeks. Not 3 weeks, sorry. In like 3 years.
Yeah. I'll pick up cheese gordita, a Coca-Cola, and Ozempic and not work out.
And Ozempic, for those who haven't been following, it's like a diabetes drug that has proven to help weight loss dramatically.
Yeah, and everyone's on it.
A lot of rich people are on it.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've mentioned this when I was in New York, the number of men I talked to that are on it.
Yeah, can you imagine once it goes from a jab, because right now it's a jab, to pill form?
Yeah.
Because insurance companies are going to force doctors to start prescribing it. It's a cash cow for insurance companies. If you can keep everyone skinny and healthy,
yeah,
and you charge the same insurance rate, and they don't have the same chronic and they
don't have to go to the doctor.
I'm telling you, this is like the biggest cash grab. It's going to be bigger than whatever the pharma companies made globally in COVID.
Yeah, because there's nothing more. The biggest problem on earth is obesity.
Yeah,
and heart disease, and all these things get kind of reversed a little in terms of.
Yeah, it's just going to be like, is there going to be a generic? How does pharmaceutical companies...
Yeah, and whatever the side effects are.
No one knows yet.
No. Well, it hasn't been around long enough.
Like 6 months.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I know this is kind of a stretch, but you got to give the Kardashians credit on this one. It leaked they were using it, how they all got super skinny.
Can I tell you, I know as soon as Khloe was found using it, I knew like 5 women that got on it. And they fucking worked.
They're going to create hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars of profit capture because it leaked that family was using it.
I mean, I don't understand why. If I'm an entrepreneur, I go grab Khloe, grab Kim, grab Courtney, go older. Those are the 3 to go after.
Oh, they'd make 100x more than Skims.
And they'll be trillionaires.
Yeah.
I mean, I would if the Kardashians gave me a weight loss solution, I would 100% use whatever the Kardashians are using.
Yeah. No.
Who would you trust more than them?
Yeah. It's wild.
DJ Khaled.
If he got skinny,
if DJ Khaled got skinny, oh my God, go to the Middle East, the Middle East version of Ozempic. I think you can build like brands, mega brands around this.
Yeah, it could be like a Coke, Pepsi, Sprite. Everyone has their own gimmick, like
slightly different formula. There's not. Yeah, it's the biggest thing in the world. But I think it has to.
And what's crazy is something that was kind of in the shadows 8 months ago is literally the most mainstream topic now.
Yeah.
Every conversation, if anyone's talking about health or wellness, like Ozempic comes up.
Yeah. What's the other version? Saxenda?
I don't know.
Yeah. I know more people on that version of it.
But whatever. The fact that you take these diabetes drugs and lose weight.
Yeah.
And if you think about the pharma grab, unless you change your habits outside of using the drug, you have to be on it forever.
Forever.
So what's the LTV of forever?
Well, if you lose weight, your life expectancy will go up.
Yes.
So now you're
This is the insane.
Yeah, it's trillions
So
of
much
dollars.
money is going to be made.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm going to buy gym companies and just shut them down. Close the doors.
Just put ice cream shops.
Yeah. I'm long ice cream, sodas, and French fries. There's nothing. What's big? It doesn't matter. You can eat anything you want now.
I don't know how it works. Doesn't it kill your appetite?
But when you're hungry,
Go get a Coke.
yeah, go get a Coke and fries. It's all going to go away anyways. It's kind of the best thing in the world. All right. Let's move on. So this is really interesting news. There was a train derailment crash, really,
Yep.
in East Palestine, Ohio. That it's really weird. I hate when people do this on Twitter. This is not getting any mainstream awareness. Blah blah blah. People on Twitter need to realize one thing: the moment something happens, a CNN does not go and report it until they have like some level of like, is this real?
Yep.
Even a Fox News, any one of these people, there's some process. On Twitter, anything happens, you're like, UFOs have been shot over Alaska. And it's like, why isn't mainstream media talking about UFOs? You got to do some level of research before you start blurting out crazy information.
For sure. But that's why Twitter's not real life.
Yeah, it's just nonsense.
In any format.
Yeah.
The elections proved it.
Yeah. And so there was a chemical spill, some crazy dark cloud, and apparently cattle have been affected. We don't know the impacts on people yet, but it became like this huge environmental crisis that's now become this like national story in the last 3-4 days.
Yep.
Have you been following this?
I mean, I only got to know about it like in the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
And when did it actually happen?
Last week. Yeah.
I do know all the rivers, even up to Cincinnati, Kentucky, are all
February 3rd now, actually 2 weeks.
Risk of contamination.
Yeah.
So it's beyond just the town of 4,800 people. It's now extending to other states and water supply. So yeah, it's a big deal because I don't think anyone knew the level of severity of how this was going to spread and what the impact of these chemicals are. And it's just tragic, but I mean, I don't also get enraged by like the Twitter mob.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is going to have serious health impact on people. We don't know what that is, and it's going to take years and years and years to find out all the impact it made. I think
we need to find out what happened.
There was another train derailment today.
Yeah.
Norfolk Southern. The problem is we have an idiot as our transportation secretary that is not equipped to handle the closures at the port, train derailments, shooting UFOs off our coast. This is probably the most impactful year of transportation in probably many years, and we just don't have the right person in charge.
Yeah, I mean, if the train got derailed, we need to find out why. I haven't read anything about why it got derailed.
Yeah.
Do we need to update our entire infrastructure?
Yeah.
On the train rail system?
I think that's obvious.
So someone needs to be out there talking. It's his job. It's Mayor Pete's job.
Yeah.
And even if you don't have the solution yet, you have to say, like, this is what we're working on. Because now this spill and this derailment, which is an infrastructure issue, is going to affect now not just 4,800 people. It's going to affect states bordering Ohio, and then which is Pennsylvania, then Cincinnati, Kentucky. It seems like a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I think I'm like very I would say like the infrastructure of America is actually very nerve-wracking when I think about all, whether it be the roads, the railways, the subway systems, the
power grid,
the airport kind of structures that we have, given that, how we travel and how painful it is in the process, like there was a moment, there is still a moment right now to be able to invest in the infrastructure of America. And I think the climate bill has a lot of this stuff in it, but you need the right people to allocate the funds the right way to the right companies. And I don't know, when I go to Vegas and I take the Tesla loop and I see how like cost efficient the build was for that.
What is the Tesla loop? I don't know what it is.
You know what Tesla loop is?
No.
It's the Hyperloop. It's fucking nuts. All it is, this was his proof point, which is Las Vegas Convention Center. Okay? It's, each hall is quite far away.
Yep.
Resort World, which is the hotel that was built at the end of the strip. You can take a Tesla car. You walk underground. There's literally a lady waiting for you and goes, "Where are you going?" I go, "I'm going to the North Hall." Great. Walk right in, hop in a Tesla. It's an underground tunnel that takes you directly to the hall.
Automated car?
No, right now they have people driving in it because I think of like federal regulation.
And how much is it?
Leaving the convention center is free. It's like $1 when you leave from Resort World. But for conventions, it's free. You just show them your badge.
Whoa.
That's why I'm staying at the Resort World only. Because I get to go underground and go straight to the convention center for free, clean Teslas. Easiest thing. Takes like 2 fucking minutes.
Yeah, I mean, do you know how many times we've walked because we couldn't find a car for a taxi from the convention center?
Yeah.
You have to walk like 50 minutes.
Even getting an Uber there is so painful, so expensive, so hard. And all you do is just hop in this stupid car and you're there.
Shouldn't everyone just take the Tesla loop and go to valet and get a taxi at Resort World?
Yes. Smart people. But I see idiots who are staying at Resort World waiting in the Uber line. I saw them at my hotel and I see them waiting for an Uber.
You should have given them a tip.
No. I knew they were idiots. I could not help them.
Is there no line in the Tesla loop?
There's nobody in there. Fucking 0 people. 0. Because
there's no marketing to this because I haven't even heard of this.
So they're building the entire strip like that.
Really?
The Tesla loop. And I think for him, it's like $50 million a mile he's building.
Bet you, I mean, he's building a lot of stuff over there.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's getting a lot of tax subsidies for.
Yeah, he should.
He should, I agree. I have no problem
building
with that.
it more efficient. It's like, there's an example of like, why has not Joe Biden met with Elon Musk? Transportation is the weakest thing of this administration. This guy is reinventing transportation.
Yeah, and he's done laps around NASA in space.
Yeah. That's space. I'm just talking about getting from point A to point B.
Yeah, no.
The underground tunnel is unbelievably well done.
So that's Boring Company.
Yeah.
Boring Company's hot.
Yeah. Boring Company's going to be $1 trillion infrastructure company. Every city is going to have to hire him to fucking build this. It's too efficient.
Yeah.
And the speed at which they're doing it is just phenomenal. All right, moving on. Winners, losers, content. Anand, who's your winner?
After, we talked about Ozempic, it's just pharmaceutical companies.
Okay.
They just always, find a way to find new drugs that they're going to get people hooked on. And we're not going to know the consequences of this, but they're going to make crazy amount of money.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah. I mean, right now, only wealthy people are on it. Everyone's going to be on it.
Yeah, it'll become affordable.
It'll become, the generic will come out. It'll take I don't know how long this shit expires, or someone will just develop a generic version of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the biggest thing. I love it. Very excited about it.
Long ice cream and Cokes.
Yeah, have a pack of cigarettes while you're at it. What does it matter? They'll figure that out too. Yeah. I mean, extending life is part of the journey.
Well, the Ozempic is really a vanity play for now. And then it'll become a health mandate if you're overweight.
Yeah.
That's
which everybody is.
Yeah.
So it's easy. My winner, I'm going back with golf. Tiger Woods is playing and apparently he's doing okay. Golf's coming off a big waste management weekend and Tiger Woods is back. I really hope they take advantage of like their newfound youth engagement and really understand how to like make golf a little bit more mainstream. Like tennis to me still is one of those sports that just like such a fumble from like the era of Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi. Tennis in America was so big. Like every young person wanted to play tennis. You had Serena, you had Venus was the next generation. And then it just, after Serena Venus, basically American tennis has been non-existent.
Yep.
Every superstar tennis player is not from America. And it just feels like, yeah, sure, millions of people play tennis still, but like professional tennis, no one gives a shit about.
They have no cultural relevance in the U.S. Tennis.
No, not at all. It's kind of sad.
I
But
agree.
I feel like golf has an ability in America. I think COVID, it was such a big opportunity for golf. I think they got to make the turn into catering to younger people, break the rules, forget everything else, what people tell you, create a new version of the Masters that's fun, just pay more money.
Yeah, I don't think we'll get the Masters. That's like the snootiest place in the world.
Yeah.
I think they should do like the U.S. Open and the Players Championship. Just make it rowdy.
Yeah. Make it fun. Like, you know, chain smokers on hole 18.
Yeah, they're
DJing
perfect.
while you have to golf.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
They play music in basketball games now. They never used to do that
Yeah.
10, 15 years ago.
Yeah. If a basketball player can make a shot, a three-pointer with Future playing in the background, a golfer can hit a golf ball.
Or how about an NBA player in a visiting arena is shooting a free throw with the standstill environment and 18,000 people are booing him.
Yes.
And he makes it every time.
Yeah. So a golfer can have the chain smokers.
Yes.
I
like
think
that.
it should only be the chain smokers. That'd be funny. They're just always there.
I like that. It's a good idea.
All right. Who's your loser?
My loser is people that still don't think we need to ban assault rifles.
Wow.
There was a tragic shooting at Michigan State University this week. The vast majority of the country, I think it's 60, 70%, are in favor of this ban, but the politicians won't do it.
Yeah.
So that's bipartisan of the constituents, not the politicians.
Yeah.
But we still just watch these, terrible, tragic events happen with no action.
Yeah. I think there's this... It's something that's... I find it almost impossible to ever ban because of what...
You take my assault rifles, you're going to take my hunting gun?
Yeah, you're going to take my pistols, you're going to take everything. As long as you can sell that narrative to people,
Yeah.
you're never going to change people's mind. Like some people just need an assault rifle to kill a deer because their shot sucks.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, you're a shitty hunter, you need an assault rifle. If you're a good hunter, you should be able to do it old-fashioned way.
Mm-hmm.
Don't put that clip on TikTok.
Yeah, we'll probably get kicked off the platform.
Yeah. My loser are the LA ports. 6 straight months of decline of imports. There is a negotiation happening right now with the union there. This is the time the LA ports need to prepare for the future. There will be a time again where imports explode. The ports will be congested again, and we're going to go back into the same exact problem. Imports have declined every single month. I think they're down like 12% from last year. Let me see the exact number. But you have this like golden opportunity right now to fix the problem of what's been happening at the ports. And I just feel like they'll make absolutely no progress. Like, huge opportunity. The world was part of the inflation of the problem was the ports.
Mm-hmm. That was the start of it.
Yes, because container prices went through the roof and because we couldn't get goods through it. Like inflation started because of incompetence at the LA ports. And now imports have plummeted. This year is going to continue to be soft. No one's importing goods, at least I know, till the back half of this year, back to their normal levels. So you have this huge opportunity to invest in the future, automate things, expand, change laws, do whatever the fuck you have to do.
Yeah.
Where you at, Pete?
Where is Pete? What does he do all day?
Nothing. He should be visiting these train sites at least.
Yeah, he should be visiting the train
I feel like
station.
I want to be transportation secretary.
Yeah, I mean, you explained the Tesla loop better than Pete could.
I'd call Elon over. Be like, all right, how do we do Tesla loop in LA?
Do you think Pete knows what the Tesla loop is?
No idea. No idea. He's too busy fighting like Tesla for tax subsidies for EV credits. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, content recommendations.
Michael Rubin was on the Full Send podcast.
Huh,
I'm 30 minutes in. It's great.
really?
He's such a fascinating guy, and those kids are really good.
Yeah.
I don't know much about their background. I know they're super popular.
They send it.
They send it.
Yeah.
But they're like young kids, and they ask really good questions. Ruben obviously is a pro's pro, so he's done a million interviews. So he is super fascinating and can hold any conversation. And his story is just, it's great. He's just he's like
awesome.
the guy right now.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
He has like that like new Elon energy. Like
He
you're
does.
fascinated by like what he's doing and you're getting to watch it real time. And I think for young people, he's fascinating because he's having fun doing it.
Yeah.
Like he's obviously into rap. Like
he likes rap music.
He loves rap music. I mean, you saw his suite. It was literally like Spotify was in his suite.
Mm-hmm.
It was Meek Mill, Lil Baby, Diplo. Like he loves rap. It's fascinating.
He's living like the way you would envision.
How old is he?
He's in his 40s.
Yeah.
He's living the way like you fantasize a billionaire lives.
Yes. He's like the only one living like that.
Yeah.
The yachts, the rappers, the parties, the girls. I mean, I know he's married, but like, he just has them around at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's awesome. Like there's nothing bad to say about him.
For sure.
My content recommendation, I was finally home the other night and I got to watch a movie, a lovely movie called Shotgun Wedding with J-Lo and what's that guy's name? Was Fergie's husband? The tall white guy? Josh
Duhamel.
Josh
I used to
Duhamel.
play basketball with him.
Yeah,
He used to come to USC and play.
Josh Duhamel and Jennifer Lopez. Great movie.
Okay.
Stupid, hilarious. I love it.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it, but
It just came out.
oh, then I
Prime.
definitely haven't. No.
Yeah. The other thing, did we talk about the Nike movie that's coming out?
We haven't.
We haven't. So if you haven't seen the preview, Ben Affleck, I think directed and produced it.
Yeah, I think yes. I don't know if Matt Damon too.
Yeah,
But it's
definitely Ben Affleck directed it. There is a movie coming out about the recruitment of Michael Jordan. Matt Damon plays Sonny Vaccaro, which is like the legendary basketball scout.
Sonny Vaccaro, for reference, is credited with creating the sneaker mania of athletes getting deals. He basically controlled college basketball for decades.
Yeah. And Ben Affleck plays
Phil Knight.
Phil Knight. And unclear to me who plays Michael Jordan.
In the trailer, Michael Jordan wasn't in there.
So they don't have Michael Jordan.
I don't know.
So that's kind of weird. I mean,
We don't know. We haven't seen the movie.
the whole movie's based on Michael Jordan.
You would think there's someone.
Yeah. Unless he didn't like sign off on the likeness and it's like, you can't use my name.
Maybe.
But it's a fascinating story. Like my favorite book of all time is Shoe Dog, which is an incredible story, the Phil Knight story. And basically Nike bet the farm on one guy, on Michael Jordan. And obviously we know the results of it, but I'm like fascinated to hear the actual story behind of how it all went down. And Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, it's going to be dope. I might actually go to the theater for this one.
Yeah, because it's on Amazon, right?
Yeah, but it's coming to
Yeah,
theaters
it'll come to
first.
theater. It's like You People
Yeah.
came out in the theaters. I'm trying to look who's playing Michael Jordan.
Not on IMDb.
See.
Well, anyways, I'm excited to see it. That's all we have, folks. Anything else?
No,
Shout-outs?
I think that's it.
All right, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. There's no football on.
Sad.
It's lots of time freed up.
For sure.
You can see your family again.
Remember your kids' names.
Remember your kids' names. Go out to lunch with them. Basically, you know, families don't really exist from September and January in America. All right. That's all we have. We will see you back here on Sunday. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Peace.